Okay, my website is down, and I'm not sure whether, I think that the Google Meet, it shouldn't really be connected to that, but it's down, and I'm trying to fix it, and I don't hope it will disturb this. But these are the markets. These are the markets. So yesterday, when we woke up, the market was down by 7% during the night. And the market opens 7% down. And when we look at all of these areas, it will have taken out a lot of orders. So therefore, I bought the market down here yesterday. So I think, yesterday was easy. There were an absolute much higher probability that market would go up than down yesterday. That was yesterday. Today is, I think the market will go down, but I'm not as sure. I'm not. It could go both ways. We have the 200-day simple moving average here, and we have the trade war escalating insanely. So I'm pretty sure that this market will drop further, but whether it does it today or tomorrow or what, that's super difficult to say. So DAX in 4 days. In 4 days, DAX fell 17%. That's quite a lot. I think that let's take a look at 22 over here. Of course, it's a quite good picture of what to expect. The market were in a very different place due to Corona. A year, 1.5, 2 years before, we were still struggling with Corona here, and here you can see we have these massive drops in the market quite fast. First, the market starts to fall, and then we get these drops, and it was 5%. The day it dropped the most, it was 5%. And during these 3 days, it was 11%. So the impact right now is much, much bigger than it were at this time. And then the market bounces up, and then it starts going down again. And we end up down here in October, and then the market starts to rise. So it's something like that we can expect. And of course, if we are at the front door of a recession, then it will take longer. But it's very unlikely that this will continue. When we had Corona, we had a couple of months. Let's see. It was here. When we had Corona, it was here the 24th of February, and we bottomed out less than a month later, less than a month. But as you can see, then we afterward had a lot of volatility. So that's what I expect that we are heading into, which is super, super nice. It is, I have had horrible times the last couple of years because we have had no volatility at all, and it's just difficult to trade. So now we're here, and I expect volatility moving forward, and yeah, that's nice. And I found this button here after years of you being a TradingView user like this. I have been sitting and scrolling and pulling and all kinds of things for quite some time, and now I found the magic button. That's super nice. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock now. That is nice. I need to set an alert. Yeah, like that. Okay, we're in a range, and compared to 380 points is this range. So this means because the moves are so big, it just means that we need to, or I need to adjust my position size in order to move on with a risk profile that is like it normally is. So I risk a certain amount of the account on each trade. But right now we have here a range completely. So yeah, let's see here. 5 minutes, 9 o'clock. Yeah, we can check some. We can check some news while we wait at this. I have this new score, and this is just the most amazing news. I just made a super nice deal with News Squawk. So when you sign up for any of my mini courses, you will get 2 weeks of News Squawk without signing up or anything. Then you can try it out. And for those 10 people who participate in my 12-week course, they will get 6 weeks of News Squawk without signing up or anything. And that is just super nice, because this is an amazing feature when you're trading. So, but the important things, yeah, it's the 2 seconds. 2 seconds. It's the trade war, and I saw somewhere somebody saying, "What's happening to American politics? It's insane." It is a little bit insane. It is a little bit insane. It is. So they just have a lot of, sometimes we have 1 or 2 important news during the night, and this is just amazing. But he will be speaking, I think, tonight or tomorrow. We have let's see. Okay, so these are the important news. I think, is it then? Okay, we have wholesales tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and we will meet here at almost past. So that is nice. I thought he was speaking. Maybe it's not. ECB at 11. And it's today. Yeah. Okay. And at 4. Okay. So when the market is moving quite a lot, just need to adjust the position size. Yeah, we have these bottoms down here, but we definitely have a trend going lower. What will need to take out these lows over here. And I want to see some momentum continuing. And when markets are like this, of course, we can get some super big moves. Some super big moves, but we also have to be aware that the market is bouncing extremely. For example, we are still going down as it seems right now. Despite of that, yesterday the market just bounced 2,000 points in DAX. So 10% in 7 hours. And we need to work with that. So what I did yesterday was I bought it down here and I shorted it here, hits the position, took some of it off, and I think up here hits the position, took some of it off. When we went above, I closed the hedge, then I shorted it up here, and it was a little bit stressful when the market continues 600 points against you. But then we got down and I could close it. Yeah, it's because my website is down. Yeah, I have written to the provider, and they should be fixing it, but right now it's down. It's a little bit annoying, but I'm sorry. Yeah, it should be up and running within a couple of hours. So, but then we had these 600 points against, and it went down, and I could close that short. And now I'm long because we're down by 20%. So I just want to move up as well. And right now I'm hedged. So right now I'm short as well in the swing trading. And this is really a matter about price action and analyzing the chart price action wise to see, do we have momentum or what? And we don't. We don't. We can get that. No momentum. We just stay here within this one. If we start to go up now and move higher, this market has been moving down. If we start to move higher, okay, so what did he say? That China are buying stocks and ETFs to stabilize the market. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a kind of a quantitative easing. And what it does is it pushes a lot of funds into the market. And when a lot of funds get into the market, the worst thing that can happen is that people stop doing anything, because it freezes the market completely. When nobody is doing anything, everything just gets stopped and gets frozen. And it takes a long time to get everything up and running again if that happens. So that's why the different central banks and countries, they start buying up a lot of these things to push a lot of money into the market. This is what will, so this is the balance right now, because doing that will also, within a period of time, increase the inflation. And for 4 years, companies have been struggling to get inflation down. So this is really, really driving on a one wheel bicycle right now to in order to keep balance. And it's also a signal to send to the market that they are scared of what will happen moving forward. So we will most likely see a lot of volatility for a long time. But it's also when all of these money get pumped into the market, then the stock market will start going up. And that's also why we see drops like this, because the market has been kept high based on money pumped into the market for a very long time, which is a little bit of a problem. Okay, but we can definitely, it's a matter about figuring out what's likely here. So we can definitely have the market moving up from here. You can see we had this huge move within 2 hours yesterday and bounce around that, and have been bouncing around that. So it is a little bit important in order to see where the market will go from here. Will we have a move down? Or will it hold? So that's why we have the range here right now. Okay, and price action. I look so much forward to that price action course. I love teaching price action, but this is what we are looking at right now, where there is no momentum here. We can get momentum, but for now, it's better to wait, because the momentum isn't there. If we get the momentum now, then I want to short the market. But right now it's not there. Right now we can see that the market is being kept within this price range. Yeah, just stand still. So let's see what we have. We have a gap here. I can't see it, but here the market actually closes. So this is where the market closed yesterday. This bottom, where we are right now. And then we have, so this in some of the markets, this is the gap from here to here. What happens? That is strange. In some markets, the gap is here. And we reach the bottom down here. And the DAX future, it has the gap from down there and all the way up to here. So that's where we are right now. And if we start trading inside here, showed it up here, be aware that it's in the middle of this range. This is where the market opened this morning, so I think it's an okay place to short it here. If we get there, start trading inside this range, like that. Let's see if we get some momentum below here. Okay, now we definitely have some more momentum, but we're still holding this level down here. We need to get below this. We need some more momentum here. It is one of the most important skills for a trader. It is the patience to sit here and wait patiently. No. 20 past. Yeah. Are we at 20,000 now? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm not sure it's as healthy for the mind as fishing is, but it's definitely like fishing. Yeah. So if you're good at fishing, you might be a good trader. And it can be a little bit easier when I'm here with myself, just sitting and trading. It's easier, and I can do some other stuff. And I put alerts for the levels that I find important. And then when the market moves above or below, then I can react. But it's a little bit different when I trade live here.
Nanna, mens vi så sidder og venter, så har jeg et spørgsmål. Du plejer at gøre det her med at tage halvdelen af traden hjem halvvejs. Cirkus, ikke?
Jo, inside the range. Inside the range. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering how you did it in practice, because how do you set it up actually? Is it 2 trades you arrange, or?
Either I do 2 trades and I put different targets on them, or I sit and wait, and like I did our first day was such a bad day. I did so many mistakes, but then otherwise I prepared to close the trade, and then I just closed half of it. So it's one of those 2.
But how can you close just half of it? Have I missed something?
Yeah, I will show you here if we get up here.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, I'll see it next time we on the course. So
yeah. But let's see if I can get into this one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And I trade with small positions now because the stops are so huge. So I do like this, and I just need to stop here. Now sold it here. So what I do is I say close this one, and then I just type in half of the position size, and then I sit here and I do it manually. And then I will take, we're in the middle of a range right now. And the middle of a range is low probability trades. That's just the way it is. So it's not a nice area to trade this one actually. And I think that due to this move here, I think that we have to move a little bit higher. But just to show you how I do that now, I closed half because I had a little bit of profit, and just to illustrate. So what I did was I said I close, and then I typed in, I opened 0.3 position, and then I typed in half of that, and then I closed it manually down here. So that's the way to do that. But I think that due to this one, I would rather like to buy the market down here. And if we get down here, we're at the bottom of this range here, which is a nice place. So I think there is a better trade down here. Yeah, 200 points. And then I think we could definitely get up here. Let's see. So did you get it, Anna? Did it make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to try it myself, but yeah. I think so. Yeah. I was just wondering if there was a smarter way to do it.
Yeah, and otherwise it is so. What I often do is when it's these trades on the lower time frames, then you need to be a little bit fast. So add 2 orders into the market. When I do the swing trading, I can let's see if I can close some of this one now. So now I close a third part like this, a third part of it manually. When I swing trade, I either put in some orders, or it doesn't matter if I'm a minute late or something like that. Sometimes I get a worse price, sometimes I get a better price. It's not the big deal. So I just enter 2 trades in a row manually. So I would like to buy this one down here. It is the lower 10% of this range here. And I think there's a good chance that we will get up here. It is, sorry, the TMGM, it's a MT5. So the software that I use to execute the trades is MT5, and my broker is TMGM. Right now, my website is down. I'm not sure it's up yet. Let me check. But otherwise, everything is in there. Okay. It looks like the website is up and running. I'm not sure.
Det er det ikke endnu.
Okay. Okay, so I would like to buy it down there. Down here, I can see over here. I can see here I have my profit target, and then I have the line of the price there. So I would like to buy it in the same area where I have the take profit. If we get there. But we are still ranging to a great extent, and we just had this one because there is a lot of buying pressure, some resistance down here. We couldn't get through. I don't know if this will push the market up, but there is still a quite good chance. We can see here, we can see where the limits in the market is placed. That's what I use this range for. So it gives a quite good indication that there is a quite good chance that we will get up here, because the market has been pushed there earlier. So the orders are there. And then I simply use a price action to analyze, I call it the energy in the market. And based on the energy in the market, I can figure out how to trade, how aggressive to be, and when I trade inside a range, because when we are in a range, the market will most of the time turn around, and therefore it's a matter about getting the profits. When we are in a trend, it can go far, and therefore, depending on the strength of the trend, that is where I prefer to add to the trades. So it's all about the energy in the market and the price action. But these markets we have right now, normally I trade in the first couple of hours, and then I leave it. I leave it for the day. I do other stuff during the day, and then I trade again in the afternoon for a couple of hours. When we have a market that starts out like this, we will probably see the move starting to take direction a little bit later. So it can be 10, 11 o'clock. The market will get some direction. Some days we just stay in a range. But I think we will see the market move. So price action wise, what we just learned here is that we weren't able to get above this, the opening area. This is where the futures opened, over here. And we weren't able, you can see we have a strong move up, and then we have nothing above. So the market might go lower. I don't know. But it is, we will hear more about that on the price action course, but it is these extreme moves that then doesn't have a follow-up. It's what we call traps. So I can get trapped in a buying position here shortly. Okay, so I bought it. I don't know if this one got closed now. Close it manually. Okay, so I bought the market here, and I definitely want to. I would like it to get all the way up here, and then I will close some of it up here, like that, the target. But then I will close half of it. So I open 0.3. So I take 0.15, that's half of it. And when we get up here to this area, if we get there, then I will close half, and then I have a target up here on the rest. So this is the upper 20%, this is the lower 20% of a range. And these are nice places to trade in a range. And this market is moving down. So this might not be a super trade, because the market is definitely moving down. We can see that much easier now. When we couldn't see, when we only saw to here, it looked like we were being pushed up, but we have highs, lower highs, and lows, lower lows, and lower lows, and now we get some more momentum to the downside. So I'm not sure that this position will hold. And then we can start asking ourselves, do I really want to be in a long position in this market right now? And if it's a no, then we can try to get out without a loss. But I want to see this bar closing before I judge anything, because it will tell us about the energy in the market. So the market tipped above this one, but not a lot. And I think this market is going down. So no, I actually don't want to be a buyer. But we could make an A, B, C, D here up to this area here, which would be nice. So let's see what happens. To close the third part. Close the third part here. And it's just because we're inside a range. Inside a range, and we see momentum in both directions. So had we begun with a market that looked like this was yesterday. This one. So here we had a market, we had a range as well, but we had a market that started to go out, and we had momentum down. So I shorted this market, And then I just stayed in it. We went down here, so I added to the position because we see a momentum in the direction. We see a trend here. So down here, I would not close. It's a little bit, it's more difficult when you trade live in front of people, but it's a huge difference, and it's a different way to trade the market when it does like this. And when we are inside a range, like we're here. So we don't really have a direction. And we have been here, it's a 9:45 now. We have been here, we began here at 9, we began here. So for 50 minutes, we have been sitting here in a market that has moved up and down, but it hasn't moved anywhere yet. We can get a push out at some point where the market takes direction, and we can stay inside this. So, but for now, it's a 50-50 which direction it takes. I think I will give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes more here. We see it would be nice to close the third part up here. And then leave the rest, move the stop up, and leave the rest for the target up here. But I gave it 10 minutes more here in the live session, and then we shut down. And we're just around 20,000. So that will make some resilience in the market. Definitely will. I have the stop down here. If it goes down there, then I will be looking for a momentum. So a quiet morning in crazy markets, huh? But like this. Just do like this, and we can look here. So we can see here that it's a market that's not really moving anywhere, but we have a tail on the top here since opening. Besides from that, we have since yesterday, most of the tails are at the bottom, which means that it is buying pressure. Yeah. Okay, so this is the plan. Now I put an alert here. So when we get there, I will close a thread part, and I have the stop there, and last the take profit of the rest of the position if we get there up here. So yeah, I think that was it, because we are kind of standing still. I know that there are some news no, it was in News School. Wednesday we have meeting minutes. There's no Trump here. Must have looked at last week. Okay, so meeting minutes tomorrow, and we had some. These the bonds. It will affect the forex pairs containing euro. And yeah, 11 o'clock we have something. So nothing now. Okay, looks like it will go down. So that was it for today, and or this morning, and we will be back this afternoon. And I hope that the website is up and running soon, so you can send me emails and find stuff in there. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a super nice day.